Yes, student, we start now the new topic from the apiculture, that is the nesting behavior in the bees. Students, you see the number of the hives which is the hanging through the trees or the buildings. That's the single hives, or there are the number of the hives near to the one branch on tree. They construct from the wax and from the wax glands. That wax glands are present only the in worker, the four pair of the wax glands in the abdomen. At the segment number 3, 4, 5, and the sixth, there are the four pair of the wax. From that the wax gland, they can take the wax pellet and make um, the wax building, or that known as the hive. That is the hive. Where the hive is the constructed on that the twigs or the wall or the any objects, that's the by the using the propolis to hold tightly, that the whole colony is the stick tightly by the propolis, and propolis is not nothing but which is the collecting by the tree plant. It is a gumming material, resin material, which collect from the plant, and the remaining part of that the wax is there. From that the wax they can make the some of the very equal size hexagonal cells. So already I explained you the bees are the very good architecture in the nature. They are the natural architecture. They are built the hexagonal cells. At the top of the hive, that's are the honey cells. That's one of the honey cells. When is the honey is the ripened, means the where the water content is the very less than that, the cells are the sealed, and that the honey cells are the so the five up to the what the 2 inches of the hive, that the covered by the honey honey storage cells are there. Below the honey storage cell, there is the presence of the pollen cells. What the pollens are collected from the plant, from the flowers, they are stored for to the bee bread. Then below that the brood cells, there are the presence of the brood cells. In that the brood cells, the queen laid the eggs, and the total 5 stages of the life cycle. That's the 5 instars of larva. That the newly hatched larva, then the first instar, second instar, third instar, fourth instar, and the fifth instar. And the sixth one is the pupal stage is there, pupa, and after then the adults are being emerges. And then these are the in this structure, or in this the diagram, the support, the light yellow colored is the cell by the honey cells, then the orange is for the pollen cells, then the whatever the chocolatey color for to the brood cells, or the maroon color what the brood cells is there, and the dark yellow where the capped brood cells are showing there. And below that, at the end of the hive, that the some of the conical structures, they known as the queen cells. The single queen is there, but the many times the from one hive the another multiple division takes place of the hive, so then another queen is developed there, so the new queen cells also form. uh, and how many queens are the developed, we can count by these the queen cells are there from the single colony, means multiplication of the how many times the multiplication takes place of the colony, we can identify with the help of the queen cells is there. So this is the structure of the nesting behavior in the bees. Now, see this the nesting behavior in the bees is there. See now the next slide. This is the slide of the hive frame in the boxes. In boxes, how the they are work as like the natural. The first one is that the diagram which showing in how this the colony is the nest building is take place. So in the frame also same one structure is there. See this the liquid is the stored in that the honey cells. somewhat the water is the substance, liquid substance is there. But the unsealed honey cells are there. Then the darkened yellow, this is the pomegranate pollens are stored in their cells. That the are you seeing this structure? Yes, this is the pollen cells are there. Then near to the side to the frame, some honey cells are sealed also. Honey cells are the sealed here. Then below, in the brood cells there is some larvae and the whitish. There is the royal jelly is the stored. On that the royal jelly fed to the new young larva. That the royal jelly is shown is there. Okay. So the another slide. This the number of honey cells now the sealed means the now the they are the completely ripen of the honey is the stored in this frame is there, and the number of pollen cells also shown here, number of pollen cells and the capped brood cells. This frame can show the capped brood cells, means what are the now these are going to develop the adults. There's the pupal stage is there, and larval stage is over, and the pupal stage. In the pupal stage, the cells are the capped, and by the crawling of this, the capped, chewing by the capping, and the newly young ones, these are the emerges out. So this is the nesting behavior which is occur in the these. See this the natural that tree hanging brood cells are there. See this the cone like queen cells. Number of the queen cells are there. So means that the this multiple times the queen of the develop is there, and that they are from the new colonies. Yeah. Okay. Now we are going to study the social organization of honeybee in colony. Honeybee is the social insect, and from the bees we are also the studied the socialism. The human beings observe the socialism in the bee, and they are the taking the mimicry of the socialism, or they are followed the bees. So each colony is the society of the different castes: the worker bee, queen bee, and the drone or the male bee. Already we are explained there the characteristics, what the how the size of the queen, what the role of the queen, what the size of the drone and what their role, then shape size of the worker bee, the particular characteristic of the structure of the worker bee, what the adaptive characteristics in the worker bee, we are studying in details. Now the queen is the fertile female, larger than the other two castes. Her abdomen is swollen with the egg. Each colony contains one queen bee as its the head. After birth, the queen stays inside the colony for about 5 to 10 days to grow into maturity. Later it goes out to the colony on mating or the nuptial flights, followed by several drones. During the mating process, the stock of sperms of male be goes into the spermatheca of the queen, where they can survive for over 3 days. The mated queen returns to the hive and starts its role as the queen mother, that is the laying the eggs. A queen returns to the hive and starts its role as the queen mother, that is the laying the eggs. A queen can lay up to the 15,000 eggs per day. It is fed on the royal jelly, a highly proteinous enzyme and the hormone-rich food produced by the worker bees, that is the royal jelly. Egg laying is controlled by the availability of the food, royal jelly. Although the queen bee can live for 2 to 3 years, its effective life to lay fertilized eggs for the survival and the continuation of the colony is much shorter, usually 2 years. The queen can lay fertilized or the unfertilized eggs depending on the size of the brood cells. The worker brood cells receive fertilized eggs, while the larger drone cells receive the unfertilized eggs. The former hatch into worker bee larvae and the latter into the drone larvae. The queen bee differs from the worker bee in its morphology, development period, lifespan, and the behavior. The queen develops reproductive organs, while the worker bee develops organs related to its work, as such as colon, baskets, stronger mandibles, brood food glands, and the wax glands. Unlike the workers, the queen never participates in common hive activities. Okay, now the see the this is the structure of the queen is there. Already we are studied. Now social behavior, we are going to study the social behavior in the bees. The bees can showing the number of behaviors, the various behavioral features of the bees within the hive and the field are important for the smooth functioning of the colony as a unit. Bee behavior and the communication. Bee can communicate to each other by for a particular language. That's known as the dance. So the first behavior, which is the observed in the bee, that is the nuptial flight or the marriage flight. Typically, the virgin queen, the new queen, that's known as the virgin queen. Virgin means with that the queen is not mated before that. So the virgin queen is that. And the males first scatter to the ensure outcrossing. The queens may then release the pheromones to attract the males. However, the queens often try to escape the males, allowing only the fastest and the fittest males to mate. Those males are the fastest and the fittest. They can mate with the queen. Mating takes place during the flight. The one queen usually mates with the several males. The sperm is stored in the special organ known as the spermatheca in the queen's abdomen and this lasts throughout her lifetime. This can be as long as 20 years, during which time the sperm can be used to fertilize. The sperm can stored for the long year, during which the time the sperms can be used to fertilize the tens of millions of eggs. So it is about the first behavior. And see this the again the video where yesterday also observed, now again observed is the nuptial flight.
Ik je leuk om te passen, dat zie ik. Is de kinderen?
The drone dies during the mating ceremony. When the queen returns from her mating flight, she keeps...
Yes. Now the second behavior, that the swarming and the colony reproduction. The swarming are nothing but the leave the colony or the new queen. When the new queen is developed, the old queen is the take the some few members of the colony and the leave the old colony and develop the new colony to the another side. Then the swarming. Swarming is a part of the colony migrates to a new site to reproduce the new colony. When food is available in a plant, the worker bees takes up the activities that result in the colony reproduction. They build drone cells in which the queen lays the unfertilized eggs. These hatch into drones. So the students. Hello, hello, close your mics. After this, the bees construct the queen cells. Mute your mics, all of them. After this, the bees construct the queen cells and fertilize the eggs are laid in these cells. The worker bees feed the larvae in the queen cells with the royal jelly. Larvae develop into the fertile females, and the queen bee is the develop. Okay, that the before a virgin queen emerges from the sealed queen cells, the mother queen leaves the hive with a part of the worker bees as a prime swarm. The old queen, which is the leave the hive before to emerging the new queen. Then the virgin queen emerges, and after the wild rushes out of the hive with another batch of worker bees. To form the after swarm, the establishes it into the colony a new nesting site. The swarm settles in a selected nesting site. Worker bees begin to construct combs, forage and gather food, and rear the brood. As the new worker bees emerge, the hive develops into the full-fledged colony. So this is known as the multiplication of the colony or the colony reproduction. From in the several conditions where the food is the plenty available is there. Okay. So the nest site selection and the nest construction, already we have seen that how the nest is constructed. Several factors are considered by the bees in selecting the nest site, while the availability of the food source, nearby the distance of water source, and the adequate space of the accommodate the nest. Other factors are the temperature, humidity, and the availability of the sunlight, ventilation, and the protection from the rain predators and the enemies. Although enemies, among the honeybees, rock bees prefer the association in the nest site, while the other species build their nest in the independent sites in isolation. Following selection of the nest site, worker bees produce the beeswax by consuming nectar or honey. Wax is secreted by the 4 pairs of wax glands located from the 3rd to the 6th abdominal sterna. The wax is secreted in liquid form and hardens into the thin flakes or scales. The wax scales are the removed from there with the help of the legs. The kneaded into the required shapes by the spatulate mandibles and stuck to the top of the nesting cavity and extended downwards bit by bit. Several bees hang like a string to do this job, nest construction. Beeswax is also used to seal the cells with the wax cap. Okay, so this is the now the temperature regulation. This is the another behavior which is found in the bee. That's known as the temperature regulation. The temperature can regulate by the fanning in the bees, or if it is the cold, the bees are the overcrowded to the hive and they can make the warmness in the colony also. If the temperature rise up, they can fan by their wings and cooling, try to cool the temperature of the colony. Temperature in the nest is the important factor. It controls hatching of eggs, ripening of honey, and other activities of the bees. Bees regulate nest temperature to the required level. In hot summer, temperature is brought down to the normal level by setting up wind currents and evaporating the water inside the nest. Water or the dilute nectar is collected for this purpose. In several winters, they cluster close together so that the nest temperature does not fall down, and the heat generated by their metabolism is conserved. Nursing and the food sharing. In first 3 weeks, after the hatching of the worker bee, first 3 weeks, it's at the indoor duty, and within that the first indoor duty, they are do the nursing and the food sharing. Young worker bees normally attend to the duties of nursing and feeding. They can detect the young or old larvae and feed them accordingly with the royal jelly or with bee bread. The bee bread are nothing but the mixture of pollen and the honey. Bee consumes pollen and the nectar or the honey, which helps in the secretion of the special highly protein and the hormone-rich food called the royal jelly. Worker fed on them, and again the produce, the royal jelly, fed towards the queen and the first 3 days of the larvae. Worker larvae are fed thereafter with big rates. This feeds the larvae as well as the other adult bees, including the queens and the drones. They exchange nectar or the honey with the other workers. The pheromones, the queen substance that known as the 9-oxydecanoic acids. That is the 9-oxydecanoic acids. The distinctive colony odor resulting from these chemicals helps in the recognition of the hive mates and the locating their nest on the return from forage flights. The chemicals are called the pheromones and control the functions and the behavior of the other individuals. The queen bee pheromones regulate the smooth functioning of the colony. It inhibits the development of ovaries in worker bees and prevents them from the rising into the new queen bees. Okay. So this is the pheromone which is released by the queen, and that is known as the 9-oxydecanoic acid. Already I explained to you, this is known as the cohesive force of the queen substance, and the chemicals are called the pheromones and control the colonies. The queen bee's pheromones regulate the smooth functioning of the colony. It inhibits the development of the ovary in the worker bees. When the virgin queen goes out on the mating flight, its pheromone helps the drones to locate and reach her. Or to the attraction toward the male, attraction of the male toward the queen. The queen substance is also the play the role. The brood pheromones induce the worker bees to feed the brood and gather food from the outside. Similarly, alarm pheromone induce them to attack the enemy or the intruder in the colony. The another pheromone is there known as the alarm pheromone, which is released by the worker. Once they get the somewhat uh, message from the other side, there is somewhat the uh, someone attacking, then at that time the alarm to each one. Somewhat the danger situation is there, the alarming to each other. So there are the several such pheromones produced by the three castes, and that the selectively control the behavior of the inmates of the hive. Then the queen's routine. A group of house bees from a circle around the queen and attend its queen. Always queen is attended by the workers that the cleaning and assist her in egg laying. These in this the routine constantly lick the queen's pheromones and share the substance with other of the bees. What they do, they are licking to the queens, and so the pheromone is the spread from one worker bee to the another bee. The individuals in the routine regularly are changed as they live. The routine to attend the other house duties and new individuals take their place. The supersedure of the emergency. If the old queen is the stop to the laying of the eggs or it suddenly dies, then the another worker bee can take the place of the queen. That's known as the supersedure. Okay, that any one worker be fed toward the royal jelly and it's become a fertile, and that takes the place of the hold the colony. That's one of the supersedure. The queen supersedure. Queen is the replacement without colony division of failing queen, who is the unable to lay as the many eggs as required, or who begins to run out of the spermatozoa and the lay high proportion of the male egg, will need to the superseded by the supersedure queen. The worker bees are induced to build the supersedure cells, which are two or the three large queen cells in the middle of the nest. Unlike a dozen of the comparatively small queen cells built the edges of nest during the swarming period, in absence of the queen substance due to the death of queen, the workers are stimulated to get the set of producing an emerges queen. The eggs or larvae less than 2.5 day old in worker cells, which are still being fed on the abundance of food are selected, and their cells are enlarged and extended downwards, and the larvae are fed into the same way as the queen cells to develop into the emergency queen. So in the emergency, they are built up the fed toward the larval worker bee larvae, or either that the fed to the make the somewhat the number of the queen cells and start to develop there. When these queen lost it the egg laying capacity, whatever the proper number, or it can produce only the unfertilized eggs, then they take the decision to develop the new queen, and that is known as the supersedier. Okay. Then the absconding and the migration. That is the absconding. Absconding means the leave the whole colony where the unfavorable condition is there. Food is not available, food source is not there, water source is not there. Then there is the whole colony is the leave that the nest and the develop to the another site where is the favorable plenty of the food there. That's called the absconding or the migration. And this is the behavior, this is the nature of the bee. They are the migrate. Time to time they are the migrate from one place to the another place. Okay. So this is the complete desertion of the hive is known as the absconding. It may be occurred due to the lack of water, food store, overeating, due to the poor insulation and the ventilation of nest. Constant attack of the pest and even by the excessive interface of beekeeper. Prior to absconding, the bees drink whatever the honey their nest. Before to abscond, they can drink the total honey and their nest, as and then migrate, leaving behind the empty combs. Absconding can be prevented by providing sugar solution near the hive, particularly in summer. The experienced beekeeper always take this precaution since the absconding is the complete loss to him. Then the guarding and defense. Already we are studied the students, the worker bee has the sting apparatus, and with the help of them, they can defend. The bees hive defense mechanism against the enemies and the predators. Use of the propolis is one of them. The dammer bees use the propolis also to regulate the nest entrance. Dwarf bees use the glue-like special propolis to guard their nest from the ants. They can collect the propolis from the flowers or the plants, get the glue-like material, gum-like material, and by the ceiling or the entrances where the bees, the another enemies like the ants cannot enter there. Bees develop the stinging behavior to face the threats to the nest from the enemies and the predators. A batch of old house bees guard the entrance to the hive. Those are the old worker bees. Those are complete the 4 to the 6 weeks. They can guard the colony. They warn the hive mates of the impending danger to the nest by releasing alarm pheromones. If they are the danger situation, they are the give the alarming to each one by the releasing the pheromones. When the guard bee stings or bite an enemy, alarm pheromones are the released, and that the alert and the instigate other workers to mount a collective attack to the enemy. So this is the behavior. See this the one video where we can show the
Honeybee workers are able to send complex messages to one another. In the wild, they sometimes nest out in the open, but mankind has persuaded them to live and store their honey in hives. The colony's heart is its queen. She is just a little bigger than her subjects and mother of them all. In spring, when food stocks are low, the workers get busy collecting nectar. They have a remarkable method of telling one another where to find the most productive flowers. It's called the waggle dance. This returning bee has just found a new source of nectar and is going to tell others in the hive about it. First, she gathers an audience. To do that, she climbs on her sisters' backs and vibrates her abdomen. Now that she's got their attention, she begins her dance, using a code of movements that tell her fellow workers where her discovery lies. The duration of her waggle indicates the distance to the nectar source. The longer the waggle, the further the flower. And the angle at which she dances across the comb tells them the direction to the flower in relation to the sun. Her instructions are remarkably accurate and can pinpoint the location of a nectar source over 6 kilometers away. Some of her fellow workers set off immediately to find it. In one short season, the colony's workers will visit up to 500 million flowers and will make around 90 kilograms of honey. That is sufficient to sustain the whole colony through the coming winter when there is no nectar to be had.
See, this is the flying and the foraging behavior of the bees. Whatever we have seen, that is known as the flying and the foraging, search of the food. The one member is to find out the source of food, which comes to the hive and give the message by the shaking its abdomen in a particular direction, and make the 8 figure, the whatever the in English 8 figure is there, as the show the direction of that, and on that at the middle they can shaking the abdomen, and how many times at that, and the one waggle, that's not the one waggle shaking of that is how much times that is, the count is there, and the distance they counted the distance. If there is the distance is the very close, they are the more times is the wagging takes place, and if the distance is the far away, the distance between the waggle is the short. So on that they can count the distance at the direction by the messaging, and then the remaining where the follows to that the searcher or bee. This is known as the foraging behavior. Okay, this is the foraging behavior. So the initial flight of bees is restricted to the surrounding of the bee's nest and is called the orientation or the play flight. Bees use the play flights also to avoid the themselves of feces and the other waste products of their metabolism. Bees exhibit highly insufficient methods of collecting food, learning the intricate patterns of the flowers and the reaching the food. They are the excellent navigations and can reach their nest after the foraging at the long distance. Nectar foragers suck nectar with their proboscis. The nectar gets into the honey stomach, where they gets mixed with the bee digestive enzymes. When the adequate quantity of the nectar is collected, the bee returns to the hive. Here it regurgitates the nectar and gives to the nectar soliciting house bees. Both nectar and the water are carried by separate bees. Pollen foragers manipulate the anthers of flowers to dislodge the pollens, and bees walk quickly or fly over the flowers, getting the pollens of their body parts. So students, today we are stop here.